Oh, hello guys, my name is Frederick, and today we can talk about Active Directory and group policy management. So first of all, things need to know how to set up this first. And we begin to install features. And I made, this is on the virtual machine of course, and I made a backup before the installation begins with snapshot versions. So we begin to click add rules and features. You can also click on manage console, this, and click there too. But we begin to click add rules and features. And we want to have role-based. This is the start page that shows about things tells more briefly. So we go select like next again, role-based feature, yes. And we have our server selected. And click next. And now we are on the server rules. Active Directory, so we need to install domain services. Push here. And now we locate the Active Directory in the Windows Update. So we click add features. This explains what kind of features and rules we include into this. So we add features too. This is the description bar. So this tells about how to manage, how to understand features it gives you. So we have also added this box. This is small storage service. This is for file management, like this. To have work folders, we have to need add those too. And mainly, I will add this and pause this. So I added the features. Only one thing I skipped. This is for this VDS or VVS, the virtual drives, and we don't need to worry about the virtual drives. So in this rules section, we see we can add a few other options to have more rules and features. If you want to have a remote access or anything stuff like. So when you manage other clients, you need also remote access and remote desktops features. Those two will help this server to recognize those connections when the clients make. Okay. Apparently this didn't want to do what I wanted, so we ignore this instead. And we add also print document. This is very important to manage the printers. And when we host the printers, we need this service to help it. And we'll see more what we need. Yes, we need DNS servers, of course, mainly. And DHP server. And this only board we don't have any static IP address. And when you have a server that is running, you need to understand the clients need to connect to one static IP address and never change it. But this other solution I have dynamic IP address, and I know you can reserve IP address for that machine. So it recognizes the MAC address, and you can lock IP address even though you have the DHCP server on your router settings. So not to worry about, I say. Yes, we add this too. And same warnings there. Now we go to features. And we need to add the .NET frameworks. You can just push this and accept it. And BitLocker. Yes, everything like that. These two. And this is very important because it smooths out the network. It's very intelligent on transfer, background load, and everything that comes to network. This is very smart handles, works like an index, help clients access the work folders faster or connect to a server. Even the server has some smart memory. And sometimes we can add this too. Now this is only for the older, like Windows Vista and the older. They had this service for updates and anything like that. So just add this too because it helps our computer. So you can go down, scroll down list and read about descriptions, what you need about. And I would like to add this too. remote instance, and a storage replica for backups. And this is only for if you have a network card that is wireless, have wireless options to work like a router. So I'd like to add this if I had, but my computer only connects to Ethernet cable. So this is the finished page, and now we don't know which role cells we need to add. And only one thing my computer is not supporting, that is virtualization host. It won't help myself. So I only add desktop web service. So if you want to program, host it, so client connects it to your computer through web hosting services. It's work like when you connect through direct connection and the VPN. So everything like this will help for remote access. Now in role, this is the role service for printed documents. We need to add distributor scan service, internet. Oh, of course, yes. Okay, we need to back this off. So print document, go to back. I fix it a moment. So back it again. Sorry, I had to remove this future from print service, so we wait to next step. So this is the HP server explains about it, so you know to next time. You can read through if you want, but I'm not gonna read because I know it already. So we add this to transport service. I'll read really quickly. This is web services to host a website or host your computer. So where have website works. And yeah, we tick that box and wait for installation to be done. I install. Now this server will get those updates through Windows Update. Sorry, I didn't mean the manager, but Windows Update. And this will take depending on your hard drive or SSD speed. So yeah, see you guys after installation. Hello. While installation is done, and I will show my Active Directory. So this is the old view of the Active Directory user's computer. You only can be accessible through open server manager and go to tools and scroll down and you find Active Directory user computers. And this is a simpler version, and somehow it worked for me to build this directory. And I have few problems. My computer is not kinda work 100% that I expected. But this is my domain, and when this is installing, I will show the setup. But just to tell you a little briefly about what is the Active Directory, this is just this whole thing is just work like line maps. Everything you create, so this is maps. This is called organization unit. This is domain. So everything is collected in a hierarchy order. So when you map organization unit, you have also content. Those contents calls leaf. So everything about that makes more sense. When you want to make a company, you have to name it the organization unit. This is big map, and you add a few more organization to maps. And this is the key person, enterprise owners, designer, developer staff, network administration, system administration, production, CNC, guest folder, share printers and scanners. Those folders are for one company I made. So everything users you have put down there also affects your group object. So if you want group policies to affect those users, you have to create under the CNC clients. So when you add rules there and there, but if you want to add rules that affects for all the maps, you have to link it in a hierarchy. One there, one for this big boy, and those subfolders too. So it connects to one big. So everything like that kind of works somewhat. And so this is supposed to look like instead of this message box. Well, I have more domains in my forest. And this is a forest. This is my parent domain. It's same as this. This is the main domain. There's other domains I push there, and there should be more actually. Here's more sites, group policy melody, and this, you see. So if you get into this, like I said, this rule, you want to add, this rule is added to affect only in this sections of map. Rules applies whole map. Now something happened. So my computer has finished the loading. Yeah, so this is how it's supposed to look like, and this is a user which one the rules will affect on this category, and they are domain computers as default, and the domain users, which one are the client's computer, and same as for if you have connected to a server, but it's named then had other names instead. And I add some few rules to affect users inside of a CNC clients here. Well, here's every rule I individual affect, and every individual rules you can't connect same computer on same rules, because in reality every individual has own computers. This is the computer's name, and the computer's name you will find on system properties, and this server will recognize computer content add to the list automatically, and folder is named domain computers on Active Directory. I can show this is a computer. There's a hacked client. This is my computer, and of course this adds automatic when the clients join your domain. And that was the brief section. What is the group policy and the Active Directory. So I will be back after the installation is done. I will show how to configure every part of it. Oh, hello guys. Now the Active Directory has been installed. So we're gonna promote this server to a domain controller. But before that we have to ensure our computer name is already configured. I name my server to a Hackit server. So everything is supposed to be correct order. If you do not rename your computer, the name will be stuck with the domain controller when you promote it. So it's irreversible. So make sure you do that before. So we're going to promote this. Click on this button, and this will pop up the display. And this is a domain controller. If you want to add it to an existing domain, if you already have a domain, or you want to join another forest, but you want to become a child domain. and this is this is the forest. You become the parent domain. So I have to choose this option and put it, and we have to name ourselves. So I'll name my domain to uppercases, in uppercases, test center.com. So I tell other domains, this is the center and this is the forest, this is parent domain, and now click on next. So now it's been loading done, and this is the display controller. You tell your server to become a domain which function level you want, the latest or the oldest, and this is the forest function level, the whole function level is based on. This is your domain function level. So to be more compatible, so you have to degrade your forest function level to this, to Windows Server 2008 if you want to cooperate with older, and you can degrade your domain controller, so like this, but we don't do that today. So this is an option if you want to tick on this domain only become read-only. It means your server only able to be read from other domains. So I have to type in the password, and I type in my secret password. After that we click on next. And next again if you want to. Next again. Next. This is the important stuff. This is telling your server to where to save those domain files. If you want to store on other drives, be sure it's not bad on any way faulty. So click next. Here can you review your settings, everything here. Scroll down, even view the script. Click next. So when you're done with this all settings and setup, the system will check all settings, and if this is green, this is mean you're done, and a few warnings will follow up with setting. It will tell a little bit about things as you don't have a static IP address or higher Windows version runs high encryption level and other requirements, anything like that. So read carefully throughout and click install. And after that we're gonna check on the tools. When it's done, we're gonna check on tools. Here it Administrative Center, Domain and Trust, Module, Windows PowerShell, Site, Service, and User Computers. And most of all, we're going to begin with Administrative Center and look it up on User Computers, and talk about a little bit about Site and Services. And then when we're done with that, we're going to begin with Group Policy Management. I'm going to start this, and we'll add this on taskbar. Same with those two and this. I'm going to talk about a little bit more about that. So your computer will restart, and everything has been set up, and directory partition is done, everything, and we push enter, and now when sign in we see the test center, so we push this. So everything has started to be and it is ready to be configured. So if you go to tools and press administrative center. This is much more like Windows 10 user interference. So it has more or different interfaces to interact with and the work. And I have also the second option. If you don't want to work with that interface, you can use users and computers. It is a much more older and simpler way to build a directory. So, and this is what it looks like in this interface, and this is test central local, and that is the domain. And if you push this, we see few different preset organization unit. This is computers, like I said. This is domain controller, and in there it's supposed to be a computer. Yeah, this is a server. Yes. If you go back, push this, and now it seems to be everything. And we want to configure our domain controller to add new organization unit here. Push this, name it. Test. In this interference, you can add some street address, country, region, description, and who's manage it. It's more like the principal who says who is in control of the account that has permission to control your account, or somebody who has permission to change it. This organization unit. I push OK. Everything seems to be done. We added some users. New user. First name. Test. Second name. Test. Initial. 1, 2, 3. Now to add the account name, we use this. Which domain it will go to. Test. So it seems like this. And password. Same requirement, one uppercase and one number. Repeat. So we can also protect it from accidental deletion, and also it affects this account from being changed. If you want to change settings and modify, you have to untick this box. And if you want to change the login hours, push this. Here you select time which user has allowance to log in. Login denied or login permitted. Push OK. And now it's done. And which computer it is allowed to only be in login to, and also the computer has only access to the account. All computers or the client's computer. You select it, you find it in the name, and press done and add. It scans NetBIOS name. If your computer name client Z0, so it is the client's name of a computer. Push OK and we're done. And OK. This is information you can fill out. We can also add groups. These are groups. We are able to customize the permission, and if you want the user to join the groups, test group. Now we can also choose if this is supposed to be universal or only available inside only this domain. We can select this, or this is available throughout the forest, or universal if this universal is available everywhere. I mean everywhere, even the enterprise domain. So you can choose this how you want it. Same here. You can fill out information, the password settings, member, everything here. Yes. Only push OK. Now we're done with it. If we go back to the users, push it. Now this is domain user. It's default. This is a default groups. We can also add this user to the group where we have created. We push add. Now we push advanced find, and we can also filter only groups we have been selected. Push again, expand the list, and go down and find the test group we created. Now we click OK. OK. Now it has been selected. We can also choose this group as a primary group. That makes this group it's primary. It means it's not domains, but it uses domain users as secondary group, and that is purposely for the permission levels if we want to customize, or we can remove this permanently, and only test group has its own permissions. We can push OK. So we're back again. It seems to be perfectly, and we push add new. And computers. This is only affecting the clients, and same as we have to the client join with member of something. We have to be sure the computer name is test client, like this, and we change the user groups. We go for domain users. Or go for only users. And same for, we can protect it from accidental deletion and fill out information here too. Another interference, the user interference. This is the old Active Directory user computers, same as way to access through domain manager, server manager. It's much more distinctive and easy to read. We can also have the lists. Same, we can see our users groups. Push this. I have to go to properties this time to see anything about that. Yes. Same here. It has same list, but now it's using the tiles to click on it to see the options menu, anything like that. Changes here, BitLocker. Yeah, we see it. Now we understand how it's work. Now go to group policy object and see which one is supposed to affect. Same ways to access through manager, everything from tools. And here, in this group policy, we have to make sure we find domain, our map. We push this. It seems to be in order. Now, to create a link or use existing link, we have to push this first to create a link here. We name it. Call test link. We can also use the modeling wizard, and it's just I haven't found anything good purpose about it, but it's just some other tools. And here we see the name, which users will be affected by this group policy. Here is in this section tab. Click this. We see the settings, delegation control, which one pre-installed groups will have control to read it, write, delete, modify, same as permission. Or everything's GPO status, we can enforce it also. We have to add the group we have to be affected. Same way to filter which computer is supposed to affect. So test group. Now it will affect only the test group and its users and computers. So to modify it, we have to click it on edit. In here there are about 10,000 rules to configure the client system. Everything from here to computer settings, all the computers only, or the user settings. Which way you go for is your own preference. And sometimes the computer's configuration has more settings for the computer, and user configuration is more like for only users to be limited on interactions, limiting way to permissions to open programs, more something like it. It's a smaller way to go with, but more work to do. And I will go set up a simple stuff as a drive, and the drive it's supposed to be connected, and I will go through the setting. So I have been configured a little bit, and I will go to settings, and this preference you will also find on the same way you edit. I'm gonna show you a little bit more how I did. I click on show all. So, sorry. Now I have been added drive. What I did, I added a share folder, and I repartition it to own partition. So now it's been more like local. So every group who has test group will have available work folder. Way to work is we see this when you start computer or the client will see this labeled, and now they will able to modify it. Wait, to I haven't done through manage advanced sharing, and also you have to edit everyone to modify. Now everybody is able to add folders in here. Yes, here. So some space has been a little bit used because that is the partition file format takes some place. So everything seems to be way to do, and the way I did is to edit. Go to preference, Windows setting, GI maps, and click a new one, and choose this. Share this is UNP file director, and the way to do is go to do backslash computer name and the drive name, that is for the E. I did is click on this row. Everything's supposed to be like this. Yeah. Now we get the idea. Yeah. Thank you.